Hey guys, welcome back. Aurabomb here, bringing you another one of our live deck matches. Now today, I'm going to continue that same method I did last time with the live deck matches, same program. It seemed to work last time and it saved me about an hour of like render time. So hopefully it works again, but I am going to be in the right this time playing Glaceon Zoroark against my buddy Steven, my testing partner, very good player, who is playing Necrozma Magnezone. Now, I've heard a lot of noise out there. People are disrespecting the Necrozma Magnezone. They're acting like that deck is not viable. They're acting like, oh, it's just like a worse Bulu. You guys are wildly incorrect. But Glaceon's really, really good too, having the power to disrupt. As you guys know, Glaceon has the ability, whenever it's active, your opponent can't use the ability of their Pokemon EX or GX Pokemon. Really does strive when going first, being able to stop your opponent from using Lele Bridget, Lele Draw Supporter, potentially even getting them stuck turn one is really good, as well as getting rid of things like Zoroark and Decidueye and stuff like that, being able to turn off their abilities. And then Necrozma Magnezone. I mean, this is one of those decks where, like, once you set up, it's so hard to take down. You're hitting for 220 for easy attack cost. I'm actually playing DCEs in my build. I take it the same route. I know a lot of people are always curious about this because I do talk about this a lot, but I'm taking the same route that I do with Ninetales, right, where you discard a DCE as your energy cost. Well, you can do that here with Necrozma as well. He is playing, he's going first, and because of that, I'm not able to establish my lock, which means even though I led Eevee, he's still able to use Lele Bridget. He wants to do it right away because we've been playing a couple test games and he knows the power. But remember, guys, before we as we're playing this game, be sure to drop a like if you haven't already. Now, I did manage to start Eevee. There's a couple, like, I'm still working on this deck. My buddy Steven had a really good turn. 2 Magnezones. I am playing the ones with free retreat if they have 2 downs. I just feel like it's the best one. There's so many situations because I'm not playing Flowstone on my deck build, right? I don't feel like you need it. Between Guzmas and being able to attach a bunch, you should be fine. And in this build, with the magnet, having the free retreat is pretty powerful just in general. I'm going to Ultra Ball for a, I think that's what I did, right? No, I think I attached an energy and evolved. I wasn't even paying attention to what I did. I know what I do is right, though. That's all that matters, right? So we evolved into Glaceon, so now he has no abilities of EXs, GX, or GXs, which means if he has any Leles in his hand, maybe he's looking for outs, maybe he's stuck right now, he's going to stay that way because we don't want none of that nonsense out here. I do have a DC in my hand. I have to hope he doesn't have Magnezone next turn. That's pretty much my only play. But from the looks of Steven's hand, it doesn't look like he has much. He is in top deck mode, as from the looks of it. Yeah, like Guzma, Rare Candy, Stretcher. I think, Rare Candy, Magnezone. Sure, he has a Magnezone, but he doesn't have any energies to attack with. So, unfortunately, it doesn't look like he can do much here except pass. So if I get DC, I can start doing my 2 KOs if I get another Choice Band. I do have DC here. I do have Zoroark down as well. So I have a pretty decent setup here. He can Guzma to turn off the lock if he does get a Lele, but this turn he plays Guzma, he can't play like Sycamore or N or anything like that. So I am able to Ultra Ball here for another Eevee. I do want to try to get as many Glaceons down as possible throughout the game. I did discard Water Energy. We do play 2 Aqua Patch in this deck, so we will have the deck list up if this video does hit, let's say 30 likes. We'll put the deck list up for both these decks. But I feel both of these decks are well tested. There's only like one change I kind of want to put to Duskmane Necrozma, and that is a 4th Magnemite. But that's really just like, I have to keep going to see what I want to take out. Right now, I'm very happy with the Duskmane Necrozma list. This list, I feel like I've optimized as much as I could for the time being. Maybe I can play more Acerolas in this deck list, because Acerola is pretty decent in Glaceon, because it's really annoying. But I'm going to go ahead and put some spread damage on the other Necrozma. I just want to put it in range of GX later in the game. He already has a Magnemite out and another he already has a Magnemite and a Magnezone out already. So the chances of him getting out more, chances of me knocking out Magnezone without him getting another one out are pretty low. So I'm choosing to ignore the Magnezones this time and just try to take as much of an offensive route as I can. Try to take all my prizes before he can take his. That's my goal right now. I can hard evolve, but I'm debating if I want to retreat. I choose to evolve the one on the bench. I do have a Field Blower, so I could go to Mount Cornet right now, but he doesn't have any energy, so I don't feel like it's worth it yet. I could attach a DC to retreat. I could try to, I'm going to go ahead and trade here first, though, just to see more options. I'm just trying to figure out how I can Guzma, because if I can Guzma, I can GX knock out something, or if I get a Choice Band, I get a knockout as well. So I am going to play Lele here, probably to get that Guzma. That way I don't have to attach anything but something on the bench. so I don't have to attach and retreat. That's the goal, right? I don't have Flowstone in hand. I do play Flowstones, but I don't have any in hand right now. And I do attach Choice Band to... I do attach... He knows, like, yeah, okay. I do attach Choice Band to the Zoroark on the bench as well, because 150 after some snipe damage is a knockout, or a 2-hit KO if you do combine it with Glaceon's 90 damage. So I feel like just Choice Band is best overall. He switches to the other Glaceon. He's just here to do some damage, man. It seems like a decent time to do damage, because Lele does do 100 damage to a fully set up Glaceon, which is why I like more Ace Rolls in the deck, because that's super awkward to do 100 damage to a Glaceon just for a DCE. That's a 2-hit KO. So I'm debating more Ace Rolls. You can see I discarded my White Kyurem. I do play a White Kyurem in this deck list just because I want to hit past a Shining Hoopa. There's one Ace Roll as an example. I'm evolving the other one. I can still attach for the turn, so I will attach a Water down there. I'd rather attach Water, honestly, because I can use DCs on Zoroark if I need to. But I'm going to go ahead and do some spread damage. And he's going to go ahead and scoop this game up. He's in top deck. He's in top deck city right now. He wasn't able to get that behind. Between like one more attack with Glaceon into a GX attack, that would have been game for me. And even though he would have top decked the Sycamore, I would have had almost one setup Glaceon in the active, another one in the bench the following turn, GX regular attack. That would have been game. He was pretty behind that game. So even though I went second, Glaceon's offensive pressure did do really well. Of course he did like quickly play that Bridget, and so maybe he was relying on. Maybe you could argue that he was a little bit too hasty there. He could have played like an N or a Sycamore instead of a Bridget, and just try to like get a full setup anyways through that method without having a dead hand. But that's like really hindsight right there, because he does play 4 Ns, 4 Sycamores, as well as more Lele's. He has a Solgaleo Prism start, and I'm going first this time. Or no, he's going first again. Never mind. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Oh no, that's right. He just drew past. I remember this game. He drew past because he couldn't do anything. Once again, another awkward game for Steven. But this is a weird game, right? Like this is an insane best of 3. Before you guys head out anywhere, like this best of 3 is absolutely wild. Like you'll see near the end of the video too. I'm going to go ahead and play a Cynthia here because I don't want to end my opponent. Obviously, my opponent's stuck, so I'm going to choose to play Cynthia instead because I don't want to lose all the DCs and stuff in my hand. Ideally, I get a Water Energy. Obviously, I didn't have one in my opening hand, even though I play 8. So ideally, I get a Water Energy here just to evolve to Glaceon. I do have a Zora, and there is the Glaceon. So no Lele outs, but he already has a Magnemite out. I can't attack right now, clearly, just because of the lack of DCE. It's my first turn. Yeah. Of course, it turns out that one of them is prized. I drew the other one, and then I discarded the one earlier. So unfortunately, because I only play a 3 count of Glaceon, I bit me in the butt here. I am going to quick draw here and fail it. And that's my turn. So even though my opponent's stuck here, he's getting a few extra turns because of how unlucky I got. Although I do have a thing now. I'm going to go ahead and trade. I did hard evolve to Glaceon, so I need a DCE here. I'm debating if I want to end. To 1, keep the video interesting, and 2, I just want a DCE so I can start putting on offensive pressure, because I'm going to need the offensive pressure. I'm just worried that my opponent is going to top deck a draw supporter at any given moment. It makes me so nervous. Steven's a super lucky player. I don't know if you guys have seen us play, but wow. my boy has opening bridges against me like 90% of our games. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play the end here. I really want a DC this turn. If I can't get a DC, I just want to put down more things, keep the offensive pressure going. That Solgaleo is not a big deal. Solgaleo Prism is not a big deal as long as there's no metal energies in the discard pile. So I'm not too worried about it. I still have access to trade, I believe. Maybe I already traded, I don't remember. I think I do have access to trade still. I guess we'll find out here. There's no DCs in my hand, so I'd have to get it off the trade. I could also Ultra Ball here just to get more Zoras down, more Pokemon down to help my consistency. That's something I've been working on for a while now with this Glaceon list as well. Do I play a 3-3 Zoroark line just to keep up really good consistency in the deck? Or but risk not leading Eevee every game? Or do I play a 2-2 line of Zoroark to lead Eevee more often, but not... I want to keep the water. I already discarded one, I think, but to have more Eevee leads, which is the most powerful lead in this deck, but to risk less consistency. That was really hard to say. Look at that board, it is messy. Yeah, he is going to go ahead and Guzma here, and then he's going to clock up for a fresh hand of 6. Clock up is so good in this deck. It keeps his deck as consistent as ever. But he has a really good board now, so I did give him a powerful N. But I am going to go ahead and do the shenanigans and play N myself. I did Aqua Patch there, so all I need is a single water energy, and then that'll be ready to attack. I can 2-hit KO this Necrozma. So that's pretty dope. Also, a quick question for you guys watching the video. I know we have that Metal Dialga announced. In this deck, would you play a Metal Dialga? I personally don't think you would, just because you have Metal attackers, so what's the point of doubling up on the same weakness, on the same offensive type? I can see the argument for like, oh, you can knock out more Pokemon with your GX attack, which is way better. Also, ignore any background noise. I see if hopefully the editing can take that out. But people are talking in the background. I can see the argument for that, but at the same time, like, I can still OHKO things with Necrozma with or without weakness. I don't know. I don't feel like it's worth it. But I'm gonna put 30 damage on that Magnezone. I figure since that's the only Magnezone, I can knock it out with a full bench Zoroark. Oh yeah, quick cut there because the camera did do a weird thing. So, but yeah, you didn't miss anything. He played Professor's Letter and he got some metal energies on the board. He has Magnezone set up, so he's just setting up. He's setting up away. He has a nice, powerful board. He's gonna retreat here, but that Dialga is super scary. Hopefully he doesn't get a chance to GX attack this game. But he does have a fully set up Necrozma here, and boom. Quick knockouts. So now he's fully set up. So ideally I get rid of that Magnezone. That's my game plan now. I need a full bench to do it though, and I don't have a full bench right now. But if I can Guzma up that Magnezone, hit it for 120, I take a knockout. So let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna start doing some shenanigans. We do put another Pokemon down. I still need 2 more Pokemon if I'm going to take a knockout with my Zoroark. So here's where things get rough. I'm trying to figure out, is there a way to do it? I don't think there is a way to do it this turn. I have 2 Zoroarks in my hand. I could just pass and hopefully he doesn't take another knockout. He doesn't see a stadium. He doesn't draw as many energies. That's the goal. I'm going to Guzma him now though. And just pass. I don't even have a DC from the looks of it. He's going to Field Blower that away. He's probably going to be able to knock me out. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and just really set up his board. See. DC to manually retreat. Another reason why I play DC in this deck. It's so rough. I'm going to Field Blower here, and look at that. This deck, once you set up, bro, you're invincible, bro. You're just straight up invincible once you set up. I did Field Blower the Stadium, though, so ideally he doesn't get another Stadium card. It doesn't really matter what I put down now. I was debating whether I want to put down Pokemon or not, but it really doesn't matter at this point. Ideally, I just need to take my knockouts, man. I need an Aqua Patch here, and I have DC in hand, so I can start attacking with that. Hit it for 150 potentially. I could also, if I could, I mean, now Zoroark could be ready to knock out Magnezone if I get a full bench. I can play Double Puzzle to get more Pokemon back into my hand. Maybe some other shenanigans as well. But I'm going to Ultra Ball here. Toss an Ace Roll, since at this point it doesn't matter, everything gets OHKO'd. I'm going to grab another Zorua, play that down. Just trying to thin my deck as much as possible for more plays. I had to somehow take 6 prizes this game. How am I going to do it? Let's find out. I can hit him for 110, so that's a 2-hit KO. So if he whiffs energies next turn, we're in a good place. Let's see what happens. He has Mount Cornet, a manual attachment, and that's game for game 2. So once again, the deck is just like, ooh, we had 3 DCs prized that game. Yikes. The deck, once again, is just... it's just set up, bro. Like, once you set up, there's so little that can stop you. You have so much HP. Like, having 190 HP is still relevant since so many numbers hit 180. That having that 190 HP makes a lot of matchups really awkward for your opponent, because a lot of them can't hit 190 in one hit. But yeah, okay, we're going on to game 3. So it's a really good series so far. When he went first, I won, and then in that game, even though he he had a really rough, quote-unquote rough setup. Even though he managed to put his Pokemon down, he just drew past the first couple of turns. He still managed to bring that game back because it's literally just set up. It doesn't matter how behind on prizes you are. If you can start setting up, you are in such a good place. But I'm going to go first this time, so let's see if I can lead Eevee. If I lead Eevee, I can just bridge it, Water Energy, and just have a decent turn. And it looks like I am leading Eevee, but it doesn't look like I have any Water Energies in hand, so hopefully we can get some Water Energies, maybe a decent draw supporter, maybe a decent top deck. Let's see what happens. We have a Zoroark in hand, I have Aqua Patches, but no Water Energies. I'm going to have to Lele and Cynthia again, I think. Maybe even Sycamore just to like guarantee the Water Energy, or like at least increase my odds to get the Water Energy. I'm tossing away the Sycamore and the Guzma, so I mean the Zoroark and the Guzma, so I'm probably going to Sycamore here. It's been a little bit since we played these games, so I don't actually remember. But I think I'm going to Sycamore here. I do play the 1 of Sycamore in this deck. Like 1 Sycamore, 4 ends, or 3 ends, I think. 1 Cynthia. Because you're playing Zoroark, you don't need that many draw supporters. And it hasn't been a pain for me yet. In all these games, I've never been like clawing for a draw supporter. I've been pretty fine. But I'm going to attach a Floatstone there. I think that was a little bit of a misplay. I think it was better if I attached the Floatstone to my Lele. But whatever. These things happen. We did get the Water Energy, so we do get a turn 1 Glaceon as long as it's not prized. And it looks like we're fine. So no Lele for my opponent. He does have a Lele in his opening hand. So you are going to see that he cannot play Bridge at this turn, and because of that, that's going to stifle some of his setup. Instead, he's forced to play Sycamore. So once again, Glaceon actually doing what it's meant to do just really disrupts our opponent, as you can see. Even though he got a Magnemite out, he still has a decent turn 1. He could have attached that DCE, because there was really no reason not to. But, oh, I see, never mind. He wanted to clock up this turn. That's smart. He's going to play Letter and just fail it. It is the only one of Letter in the deck, but he wants to draw as much as possible. He has a decent hand, and he wants to make sure that he can get Rare Candy Magnezone turn 2. So even if he's just drawing 1 card, it's better than drawing no cards. He got a Stretcher off of it. It didn't really help him at all, but he has a Sycamore in hand, so he can toss a bunch of Metal Energies, which is really nice for Mount Cornet. If I can knock out that Magnemite, though, I'll be in a really good place. So that's the goal right now, is to DCE Guzma, that Magnemite, knock it out, just stifle his setup as much as possible. We're on a Cynthia here, though, so unfortunately, no Guzma. I mean, I did toss a Guzma earlier, so it doesn't make sense that I whiffed it. But if we did have a Guzma there, that would have been really nice. Because there's so many games that we played against each other where like I won just because I had Glaceon out, so you can only get like 1 Magnemite out at most because of like Sycamores and stuff like that, and I was able to like Guzma it up, knock it out, and then just keep doing that until you never got a Magnezone out. We did get the DCE, so it is a 2-hit KO, and I can also do some snipe damage to the Magnemite. But once again, I can OHKO that Magnemite if it becomes a Magneton. Because Magneton only has 80 HP. So once again, that's not a big deal. I'm not stressing about that. If he becomes a Magnezone, I don't knock it out the following turn anyways, unless I attack with Zoroark, which is very unlikely since I have no Zoroarks down. So putting any damage on that Magnemite seems kind of worthless. He's going to go ahead and Floatstone, blow away the Floatstone, and let's see what he does here. If he has a Rare Candy in hand, then he can get Zone here and just become a Zone, but he doesn't. He just gets Magnemite. Magneton, I mean. So I can still Guzma up that Magneton and take a knockout if I have like a Floatstone or an Energy or something like that to retreat with. So that might be something I look into. We'll see. It all depends on what I have in my hand right now. He's going to go ahead and clock up here. He does have the Magnezone in hand, so if I can knock out, see if I get the Guzma. I am going to get the Guzma. Yes, good play, Aura. You're doing good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and knock out that Magneton before it becomes too much of a threat. Just looking in my hand, see if there's anything else I might want to grab or do or anything like that. I really want some Zoroarks down. I haven't gotten any yet. It does make me curious about what I would do if I were to just replace Zora altogether in this deck, which is something I want to try next. Right now I'm playing it for the sake of, you know, consistency. But like so far this game's been going pretty well. Maybe like a third Lele and take out the Zoroarks. There's so many options with Glaceon that I have to keep trying. I'm fairly happy with this list though, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna keep going. He's gonna play Endo. So hopefully, like all of his Necrozmas on the bench are in range of a GX attack with a Choice Band, and then this Dialga gets knocked down the next hit. So far things are looking pretty good for me. I'm gonna go ahead and draw 5 here. See what happens. He's gonna attach a Choice Band, and he's gonna go ahead and pass with a clock up. See what we can do here. We're gonna Ultra Ball, probably get some Zoroarks down finally. Tossing the Acerolas from the looks of it, because once again, once he sets up those Dialgas, Ace rolls don't even matter. But we did finally get a Zoroark down, so that's good. The Zoroarks are just so good against Magnezone because you can hit that 120 number that Glaceon cannot hit. Let's see what we can do here. DCE on the Glaceon, that because so that Aqua Patch will essentially knock it out, but I'm putting 30 damage on the banded Necrozma, taking a knockout on Dialga. Let's see what he can do here. As you can see, the disruption is so powerful in this deck, but he's going to go ahead and play Bridget, which is actually not bad. He can get 2 Magnemites out, and oh, unfortunately, he doesn't have a second one to get, but he can get 1 Magnemite, Dialga, and Necrozma. Just have a bunch of monsters on his board. Let's see if I can get another Guzma. If I can get another Guzma, that'd be really nice. But from the looks of it, he's gonna put the Metal Energies back into his hand. See what he's gonna do here. He's gonna hit me for 120 because he hits for weakness, Claw Slash. It's pretty relevant. But there we go. That one's fully set up. Let's see if I have another Ace Roll in hand. I can play it to fully heal up. I do have an Aqua Patch in hand. I do have a Choice Band as well, so I could GX here. Get rid of his Pokemon with the most energies. While leaving this active, I feel like it's my best play. That way, this way I still have two things that can still be on the board. 2 fully set up Glaceons this way, because if I retreat, then I'm gonna have a hard time setting up another Glaceon. He does bring out Dialga though. Let's see if he can. Let's see what he can do here. It's looking pretty good for me. I have 1 prize left. I feel like this game is like in the wraps. I feel like I'm definitely gonna win this game. But he does Rare Candy Magnezone here. He starts attaching energies to Dialga. He gets 2 more energies back. He plays Sycamore. Oh god. Oh god. He GXs me for knockout. He managed to fully set up a GX attack. I have to pass because I can't play. So he gets like the GX attack means he can just take his turn again. He fully sets up in Necrozma. This man took 4 prizes in essentially 1 turn. So now I have to figure out what am I going to do. I already GX, so I can't win next turn. Well, he did Ace Roll. He just forgot to do that, but like he bloods the 1 of Ace Roll in the deck. He did Ace Roll, though damage Necrozma. There's nothing I can do except hopefully like end my opponent and play a Field Blower. That's my best odds of winning. Unfortunately, it's looking pretty low. I can stall for 1 turn by giving him a non-GX attacker. But the only thing I can do here, right? Oh yeah, this is where things were getting really weird, right? I meant to go Lele, because obviously nothing changed. Because I was probably going to attack with Lele, and I went to Zoro because I was looking at the camera. I wasn't paying attention. But here we go. I'm ending us both down. I'm hoping to draw a Field Blower. I didn't have one in my hand. I was really hoping to draw a Field Blower here, and I drew 2 cards for some reason. But it doesn't really matter because I lose this game anyways. Fair warning. I didn't mean to draw 2. I must have been looking at his prizes. But regardless, what he's going to do here is he can just Claw Slash me. He doesn't have to do the big attack to take a knockout. But sorry about that. I did draw 2 cards here for some reason. I don't know why I drew 2. Once again, I was probably just looking at his prizes, not looking at my own. But he's going to take another prize here. It's literally up to me being able to somehow stall this game somehow. But no, there's nothing I can do. He literally just attacks me for game. This man brought it back from 1 prize. From 1 prize. He literally took 4 prizes in 1 turn when I had 1 prize remaining, and then just brought it back all together. 1 turn. It was kind of wild. He literally had the reverse sweep. Dialga is so good, being able to GX attack and force your opponent to like skip their turn, so they have no time to like rebuttal, recuperate, revenge, any other thing that starts with re. I have no chance to do anything. He takes 4 prizes, and then after that he has a fully set up board, and he's neutered my board. I can't do anything, and then he just wins from there. It's kind of crazy. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like. It's gonna be black screen for a little bit, but be sure to drop a like for that crazy comeback. If this video does hit 30 likes, I will upload the deck list videos for you guys, so be sure to drop that like button. It is always greatly appreciated, especially with January YouTube being a thing, with me being kicked out of my house and having to pay for my own place. Again, yikes. It's time to get some money. So if you guys can help me out, it's always really appreciated. Also, join the Discord. Check me out on Twitter or Twitch, and I guess on Twitter too, but I guess on Twitch as well, because I've been streaming there a lot more lately. And yeah, Thank you guys all so much for watching. Let me know what matchups you want to play next. I definitely want to play Empoleon next, so be on the lookout for Empoleon, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.